Let's see if we're working. We should be good. We should be good. Let's check. Alright. Okay, cool. We look like we are good to go, to stream, to whatever. Alright. Oh, man. The Sunday after Turkey Day. It's been a crazy week. Got my booster shot. I was a zombie for a little while. I went out and bought a metric fuck ton of Battletech. And while I was a zombie, I assembled my whole zombie army. Well, not the entire one. I technically have a couple more things to build, but I assembled a large chunk of it, which is very exciting. I can show off some of the zombie horsemen who are like skeletal white kind of guys on horses. So that's the banner rider. He's got a hat that's on fire because that's rad as hell. And then I customized the guy with the horn because I wanted them all to have the spears. I thought it'd be kind of dumb if he was riding with just the horn. So I put the horn instead of his shield, and then put his shield on the horse's butt. So he still has it. So they're pretty fun. You get 5 of those in the start collecting box. No, stop, please. All right, sweet. We're good. You get 5 of those. You also get this fancy looking man, fancy skeleton lad right there. He's pretty cool. Pretty cool too. Now I have to figure out how to paint these guys. Because like conceptually I want to paint vampires in red. Like just the idea of them having like red armor and red cloth and everything is really fun. But I also feel like some of this is going to get a little lost if I do that. It's like this guy's a lot of armor. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how that works out. But kind of come a couple different ideas. Might do a couple different shades of red. I might do the armor in like shiny black. There's the fancy sexy vampire lady. There she is. Sexy vampire lady with her little pet dragon. And then I got a couple of the zombie guys that I just chucked on the floor apparently. Alright. Got a couple of the zombie guys. We're also primed. They are really fun minis. But to be honest, I'm dreading painting them. Like super dreading painting them. And then on the paint stick for priming today, we've got a whole bunch more zombies, some more skelebones, these really cool orks that a friend from Discord sold me for super cheap. I thought they'd be really fun sculpts for Warcry. They're really, really cool. One's got like a big like chain mace thing, which is pretty cool. But they're there on my priming stick. This is my priming stick. It's like a $2 piece of wood from Home Depot, and then I just put duct tape, double-sided on the top, just like loop it around in a big circle. Hello. And there we go. Yeah. So they're all ready to be primed today to go with the other vampires and stuff. So it's pretty sweet. But I also had primed a bunch of Battletech. Rather, I primed all the guys from the clan boxes. So they're pretty cool. And I have divvied them up. I'm gonna make a bunch. I'm gonna make 5 of them. Clan Ghost Bear to go along with these guys. That's my Clan Ghost Bear guys. They're like a blue kind of camo. This is largely contrast. This is This is contrast with a couple normal colors over top of it. Hello! That's what that is. So, a couple of these guys are going to go with that. The Kodiak's going to get special colors because he's like the coolest freaking battle mech that ever existed. So, he's going to get special colors. And the rest of them are going to be a variant of this like camo pattern that I've been doing on these guys here. So they're actually going to be an opposite tone variant. So the ones I've been doing are been gray with tan. These ones are going to be tan with green. So we're going to hit this guy with some wash today. And then we're going to work on one of the other ones. And then we're probably going to paint some orks. I think that's what we're going to do today. I'll put this back later. So we're here for now. I think that's the plan for today. I was talking to my friend who was like, hey, you could probably play Alpha Strike on the channel. And I thought that was a really good idea. But I'm a little swamped in projects to play at the moment in the channel. So, hopefully next week we'll get some Alpha Strike in. So I'm going to hit this guy just with some Macrex Earthshade. Just with some Earthshade. Just to darken the colors down so he matches a little better. And stuff like that. Come on, move back, damn it, move back. Alright. Will do. So yeah. My craft room is a giant freaking mess right now. Yeah, it's pretty atrocious at the moment. But we'll work on that today. During the big sale auction thing, I had gotten this giant box of bits, which I was really excited for because it contained tons and tons of bits that are going to be amazing for Necromunda. And then I also realized that I now have tons and tons of bits because they're all still in the runner. So they're like literally like a hip high pile next to me of AdMech bits. If I was to part it out, it's probably a couple $100 worth of bits. But honestly, I want to keep them because AdMech bits are like amazing for pretty much any kind of kit bashing. If you want it to look 40k-y, it's like the best. So they're really good for like Chaos Cultists. They're really good for any Necromunda thing. You know, custom like Inquisitor retinues and stuff like that. AdMech bits are like the shit. But yeah. So my craft room is like a mega mess. Also, I haven't been able to put things way back in my glass cabinets because I've had a second chair in the way. I have not been able to get to them, but that's fixed. The chair is now now moved, so I can put my armies away. So like I have my entire Skaven army in a box behind me on the shelf, so like they can go back in their cabinet because they've got a special cabinet and stuff. So I can free up a little bit of room up here. So I can hopefully get some projects done. I have a lot of projects right now that are like 95% done. Last year I did this thing I called Hobby Debt, where I like went around and just finished projects like that. I was like, oh, this project is almost done. You know what? It would take me like maybe an hour to finish it, and then I could, you know, I could be like, oh, I can play with these guys now or whatever, you know? So, so yeah, I should do that. I should have December be like my Hobby Debt month again, because it worked really well last year. It helped me really get like caught up, and it was nice. Alright. So I'm going to move the camera because I really don't like where it is. I tried moving it there. It's not a big fan of it. So he's going to dry up, and then we will check him in a little bit and see how he looks next to the other guy. I hope it's just add some variation in the camouflage. So like when they're playing together with the green base guys, that they all kind of, they look similar, but like they'll have like a different, they'll be like similar but different. Like they'll look like they're in the same unit, but maybe they're like different squads or something kind of thing. All my projects are nearly done. Yeah, it's a bane. It's a big bane. For real. It's very easy to get to that like 95% mark for me on a project. And it's very hard to get into the 100% range. Partly because my brain's like, oh, if you finish it, you can't work on it anymore, which isn't true. Like I'm gonna do a bunch of more painting on my sisters because I just want to add to them. Like the actual models I have, I want to add paint to them. I want to redo some of that. You know, so that's just not true. But that's sort of how my brain works. So like, next to me over here on the table, for example, like I have all my big Cruel Boy beasts, right? And like, they had some dog hair. They're like, I never finish anything. I feel that, yeah. But these guys, they're painted, like totally painted. They are top coated, everything. I just need to finish their bases. Like that's it. I just have to do their bases. I kind of don't like doing bases. But then yeah, they're good to go after that. And that's like I have all my Cruel Boys beasts right here, just sitting off screen. You know, there's the Trogoth. Here's a little grot one that I customized and gave a different head to. You know, and then I got my big bird here as well. Oh, got the big bird. There he is. So, you know, they're all just sitting here. I have just, like, literally, like, maybe it's like 20 minutes of work to finish their bases. I just have to do it. Same thing with my Tyranids. I would love to actually get a game in with them. But they're stuck in basing hell too, so. Yeah. So, I need to do some hobby debt. So, but we're not going to work on hobby debt today, because I thought we would look at some of the orc stuff. Actually work on painting the Stompa, which is my plan for today. Just pretty fun. So, that's the Stompa's base, because I'm going to give him a base. I need to prime this first. It just needs a coat of paint, because otherwise this wood's going to suck stuff up. So I'm just going to put that off to the side. I'm not going to work on that today. That's his big chainsaw arm. I'm going to leave this off as well. It's all magnetized and everything. We're just going to chunk that over there. And then there he is. Oh, the big man himself. My Stompa. So, show him off. So he's got all his like little extra walkways and stuff. And I've got orks to stand on all that. He's got one that goes all the way around here. He's got his dick gun, like any good orc vehicle. He's got his bobblehead, who's off screen. There's his bobblehead. Some more walkways are in the back. And then there is there's a grot wheel to power the sucker up on the back. So I 3D printed this. It's actually a real hamster wheel. I just shrunk the size down. But yeah. So we're actually gonna work on painting some of the front panels here, because I made this to come off. So I thought it'd be a little easier to paint on channel if I worked on that. So my color ideas for this guy are really to like try to get like a stripe pattern to him, like sort of a vague, like I don't want it to be like turbo insane obvious, but I do want there to be a little bit of like a stripe pattern where he goes from gray to black to gray to black, like that. So like if you take a step back, you see it, but like when you start getting into the details and stuff, you don't see it as much. So that's my plan. So this is Dungeon Gray. I constantly shift back and forth between Dungeon Gray and Uniform Gray. Come on. Why do you want to focus on the tools, man? Come on, you're weird. Stop it. I don't need these nippers right now anyway. They can go away. I constantly shift back between these two. They're basically the same color. Uniform Gray has slightly less brown in it. This is slightly more brown. But I mean, honestly, when you're painting orcs, the fact that like the grays are slightly different doesn't really matter. If anything, that actually adds to the effect. So, all right. Where was the brush I was using for this? You'll do. All right, so some of these panels here, right, like the ones with like the corrugation and stuff on it, I decided I wasn't going to paint those a color. I'm going to do those like some kind of metal color, like maybe like rough iron or like a bronze or something. Instead of just so he looks a little more like haphazard and sort of mishmashed. And there's more like patches of stuff than there would be if I was to just paint like literally entire stripes of color around. So yeah, all this needs to get painted. The reason I chose to prime him metal instead of black, when really probably more of him would be black than metal. There were some like working like interior bits. I kind of wanted to make sure I got all of those, so I did them in metal instead. Really, it probably would have been smarter to paint this guy in black, to be honest, or prime this guy in black. All right, so let's see this one here. We'll do, and then we will do the one behind the big dick gun. As you can see, I'm not worrying about the bolts yet. They're a detail I will get after all the base coats are down. So probably gonna do the bolts in a couple different colors, just to avoid the like this is a bolted down piece of metal look, where all the bolts really stand out all over this thing. So I'll probably grab like 2 different colors and do the bolts. And like, you know, if there's a bunch of bolts on this piece, I'll probably do half in one color, half in another color, something like that. Just because if they're all very uniform and the same kind of color, it's really going to grab your eye. I don't want to do that. Like, I want the bolts to be noticeable, but I don't want them to like, I don't know. I don't want them to like stand out like buttons. You know what I mean? And you can see I missed a little bit of prime there on the bottom. But yeah, this Stompa's been a really fun model, and it's been really fun to customize. I did have like big stilts for him, but just didn't work out with the way the model works. I just couldn't get it to a place where I liked it, where he was both stable, and like I felt like it was like adding anything, if that makes sense. When I had it up and running, I almost felt like it actually detracted from the model a little bit. Even though he has really cool feet, and that's what I was trying to show off, because the design on the feet's really cool. This guy actually has like these big clunky like like four-toed bird feet, and they're really detailed. And it kills me that like you can't really show them off. But when I built the stilts, I don't know. I couldn't get it into a place where I was happy with it, I guess. And that kind of sucked. So. But yeah. So I've got orks and grots and all kinds of stuff to go all over this guy. Just leaving them off while I get all the base coats on. And also because they're going to be easier to paint by themselves. So a lot of them have pretty big chunks of detail. So for example, the new boys kit from the Start Combat Control box, I'm actually using that. I'm using one of those two from that Combat Patrol box, a bunch of the orcs out of it, just to like hang around on this thing, make it a little bit bigger, make it more of like a centerpiece kind of thing. Because like if you're like, in my mind, it makes sense that, you know, if you had this giant like clunky robot, that orcs would like want to hang off of it. You know what I mean? It's one of the reasons I wanted to build all these walkways and stuff, because it felt very orky in my brain to have this be like more of like a walking base than like this is just a big Death Dread kind of thing. That made a little more sense to me. You know, like a Macy's Day Parade float, but made out of metal with like gun arms, you know. That seemed a lot more orky to me. So that's kind of what I was going for. The whole like walking base sort of thing. So I've got a whole pile. I have something like 15 orcs and grots that end up hanging off of it. So it should be pretty detailed and busy when it's done. Which is nice because he's going to be a big centerpiece model for me. Alright, so let's see. I think I'm just holding it up to see where the gray is supposed to start again. Okay, so I think it starts here. I think this is supposed to be gray. But yeah, this guy's, you know, because there's really no other orc models that are as big as this one. This is like the biggest one there is. Except the Daka Jets can sit higher than this guy, but they aren't as big as like a giant like robot dude. So all right. So yeah. These big projects can definitely be like daunting. I know some people don't like them just because of like the anxiety of being like you might be working on this one model for multiple weeks kind of thing. It's the same reason some people don't like big army lists or like big multi like troop lists kind of thing. Like they wouldn't like an army like Tyranids because it has like, you know, you're going to be painting like 60 troops or whatever. Which is fair. I will admit, I need to look at the one-page rule stuff some more. Take a look at that. See how some of the armies in that behave. I'm pretty interested in like the idea of like simpler 40k. I like that. Though, you know, anytime there's like a fan curated thing, you just have to worry a little bit, but I think one-page rules is big enough to avoid those kind of problems. But I need to take a look at it again. It'll also be pretty fun to get something like Stargrave on the channel. Maybe run like a little campaign or something. That might be pretty fun too. I should see if those books are on Black Friday sale. That's what I should do. My brain also keeps going back to checking out Dead Zone. But it's like I have so many projects already. I don't need fucking another game, you know? I mean, I've got a bunch of Malifaux stuff I haven't gotten to touch yet. I'm super hyped for Malifaux. I just... little scared of the tiny models because they're really, really, really tiny. But they're so cool. And, like, the theme of it is just so much fun. And if you listen to, like, the online... because, like, Malifaux has a radio drama that, like, is, like, officially supported. Like, from the company. Like, they produce a, like... I don't know, like 60s style, like radio drama, like War of the Worlds kind of shit. And it's like the coolest fucking thing. And I love it. I love the whole theme of it. It's really, really good. Like the like kind of more horror kind of theme is really fun. Alright, so they're going to need another coat of gray. But, in the meantime, let's get some black in there. I feel like that middle stripe is pretty big. But I guess that's right. Maybe? I don't know. Maybe we'll do some more in gray. I'm just looking at it on the big Stompa. Alright, let's get some black in and then we'll go from there. Alright, I need to get another black is what I need to do. Next time I go to the hobby shop. Where is it? There it is. Alright, so this is Game Color Extra Opaque Heavy Charcoal. This is like my favorite black. I love this stuff. It goes on like a dream. It's a phenomenal black, and it's not so dark, like so black that you can't see other details, and that's really nice. So if you do this and then you hit it with like a gray dry brush, like you're golden. Like you're gonna have a really cool looking black model if you do that. Like if you want to do like black armor or something. Yeah, I think I'll do that panel in gray just to break it up a little bit. But yeah, the Malifaux audio drama is cool as shit. I gotta get some of those together, man. They're so cool too. I've got my Dreamers almost fully painted. I have to finish them. I did pretty much all the big ones, and then I got scared when I got down to like the guy with the eyeball satchel and stuff, and I was like, what do I do? Because they are very, very, very detailed and very, very, very small. When I was back in Maryland, I actually picked up one of their larger models just to try to break myself of the like, oh no's, you know. They're also interesting in that like conceptually there's a lot of stuff you would never paint in Warhammer. The models tend to be like quote unquote like sexier, which I think is kind of neat, than Warhammer, which is kind of funny. Because like if you look at the way like Warhammer, the game with a literal god of sex, has less sexy models than Malifaux. I think it's kind of funny. But if you look at the way like they sculpt like chests and like muscly dudes and stuff like that, Malifaux tends to be quote unquote sexier, or air more towards that than Warhammer does, which is both really cool and also a terrifying challenge. Like I have the like Seamus, like Jack the Ripper, Necromancer things, and they are cool as fuck. I love them. They're amazing. But oh my god, the idea of painting undead sexy prostitutes terrifies the living hell out of me, because I have no idea how I'm going to do that. But they are so cool. They're really, really cool. But yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much what I've got going for projects. I have a couple armies that are on hold. Like my Seraphon. I have some Seraphon. My husband got me for Christmas last year. And I built part of them, and then I kind of put them on hold. I'm waiting for a one of those like learn to play events, and then I was gonna take them to that for AOS. I kind of thought it'd be fun to be like, oh, this event's happening in a month, you know, let's paint an army, let's go, you know, kind of thing. I thought that'd be really fun. But we there hasn't been one that I've been able to attend yet. The last one was unfortunately when the COVID numbers were really, really, really high, so I punked out of it. I just wasn't comfortable going with the numbers being that high. So but yeah, Malifaux's cool as hell. I tell you what else is cool as hell. Man, they put out some good fucking shit for Warhammer this week. Oh, those dragons went on sale yesterday. They're like the coolest thing. Krondus and Karazai, I think. They're one kit, but you can build 2 dragons out of it. They're really cool. They really look like someone decided to make a model out of the Spyro remastered dragons. I think that's why I like them so much. They have a lot of personality. So, and when I picked up that Dominion box, I got basically a whole Stormcast army. So yeah, I was like, dear husband, can I have a dragon for Christmas, please? So I'm hoping he ordered me one. Hoping. So you can lead my Stormcast, because the way the points work for those is also really cool, because you can take that dragon into smaller games without breaking like the rules, kind of thing, which is pretty sweet. But yeah, hopefully he got me a dragon. Yeah, what else cool stuff came out? There's a bunch of cool stuff for Necromunda that went on pre-order. So much cool stuff for Necromunda. There's a new gang who I'm sort of like meh about. They're kind of more kit bash fodder than anything. I don't really have a plan for them yet, so I think I'm going to hold off on them right now. But there is a set of Necromunda terrain that went on pre-order that I'm going to pre-order. I'll probably call the game shop and do it today. I really like it. It's like a merchant, like shop, street stalls kind of thing. Like a street merchant thing. It's really cool piece of terrain. I think it'll add a lot of nice personality to a Necromunda board. I tell you what's really interesting as far as terrain goes. I joined a Dead Zone group on Facebook. Man, they play with some dense terrain in Dead Zone. It's really dense, like multiple levels, like doors and little buildings like coming back on each other, and like it's like we're talking like 5 or 6 levels high here. Like, it's crazy. And I'm like, oh my god, how does that work? I'm wondering if you end up moving around a lot more in Dead Zone, because like you can play really dense terrain in Warhammer and stuff, but I ordered the Outcast in Market. Nice. They're pretty sweet, I'm not gonna lie. The Outcast models are really nice. I don't have any plans for them right now. Although if you wanted to make Chaos Cultists, they're like Chaos Cultist kit bash fodder in a box, man. They're amazing. The market is phenomenal. It's so cool. Alright. So let's see. This big panel in the middle has like a burn seam in it, or like a weld seam. So we'll go ahead and we'll put this around like that. Yeah, the market's so cool. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even talk about the coolest thing that went on pre-order for Necromunda. The Chimerics is so fucking cool. It's like a dog, bird, bat, dragon, crocodile thing, and I love it so much. But it's Forge World, and I've never actually dealt with Forge World. So it makes me very leery, but it's a really, really, really beautiful model. There we go. Yeah, and then we'll do the top in gray, just so there's a little more gray. Yeah, it's really, really cool. I like the Chimerics a lot. Also, the book for the Outcasts looks pretty great, because it's a lot of like build your own gang, like kit bash something you want kind of thing. Really cool. Really cool stuff. So like you could make an outlaw gang based on any of the other gangs pretty much, or you could just make your own shit up. I'm half debating grabbing it so that I could run, because you know a lot of the games I play, I make them fight like zombies and stuff, because I think that's just kind of cool. And they're easy to play when you're playing by yourself. But it would be neat. It would be neat to make my official like cultist gang a real gang, like with official rules and not just stuff I made up. I use Cultists of the Abyss and the Servants of the Abyss from Blackstone Fortress for Chaos Cultist gangs. Yeah, they're very good. They're awesome. Really nice models. I've never opened them for Blackstone Fortress, but the ones that came with Doomsday Countdown, really, really nice models. The one lady with the big horns, super cool. I think it's pretty much just in Doomsday Countdown, I think you get like one sprue instead of like two or something, and you don't get the guy with the flamethrower. But they're really cool. Yeah, all the Necromunda stuff works really good for Chaos Cultists, to be honest. If you look up like Chaos Cultist Kit Bash video on YouTube, it's all just Necromunda models. It's like, oh, you chose House Caldor again. Daring today, aren't we? You know? So I'm sure the new ones will be used in tons and tons and tons of kit bashes. I do wish with the Outcasts models, I wish they would have put some things on there that weren't weapons. You know, like, I don't know, a guy holding a coffee cup, or, you know, I don't know, like tools and stuff like that. I wish there would have been some of that, because I would love them to be more like just kind of like passerby kind of things, because there's a lot of rules for like when you're playing games and there's just sort of like hive scum around, and it would have been cool to have people just standing around with like not guns, you know, like people shopping in the market or whatever, before like the fight breaks out. That would be pretty cool. So I kind of wish there was a little bit of that on the sprues. I'm sure I can dig some up. I'm sure, like, I don't know, Puppets of War or something has like a construction worker arm pack or something I could get for like $5. But yeah. Alright, let's see. What else do we want to just block some color in on? Let's get this, because that's still the same thing. This, I'm going to leave that silver, I think. And then I'll probably paint the arches over each one of these. Probably do those in black. Like that. Like that. Just like that. Oh, yeah. Necromunda is a good time. It's filled with lots of personality. I would actually love to take my Necromunda minis and maybe do like more of like a Stargrave kind of campaign thing with them. Maybe that would be really fun. Because I think the new Stargrave expansion has rules for like zombies and like space bugs and stuff, and that's pretty cool. I think it's a lot of fun when you're playing tabletop, like scenario kind of tabletop games. You end up doing horde modes. I think that's a lot of fun. Personally, I think that's a lot more fun than like fighting one or two like strong enemies kind of thing. Yeah, you can just like cleave through hordes of guys. I think it's what makes that Doomsday Countdown game a lot of fun. Because you know, you get like 3 actions or whatever, and you just be like, that guy's dead, that guy's dead, that guy's dead. All right, you know. You get this cool moment where you're like Rambo. I think it's pretty sweet. Alright. And a lot of these, like the little teeth and stuff, I'll be picking all those out in silver and stuff after all my base coats are done. And some of these have like little metal lines that are like running around them. I'll probably pick those out in gunmetal just to add a little more detail to some of the panels and stuff. I think it would be pretty sweet. There we go. And then we'll do this other half here. We'll do that in brown or in gray. And then let's do this big panel in black. But yeah, cool, definitely cool stuff went on pre-order this week. The dragons are phenomenal, and all the Necromunda stuff's good. Not a big fan of the Blood Bowl stuff. I don't really care about football, you know what I mean? Football's not my jam, but there's definitely lots of other cool stuff. And you know, people that like football, more power to you. Just not for me. There we go. Alright. Agreed. Or just pointing arms or fists. Yeah. Sort of like non-combat arms would be really cool. Inferno Town does some kind of thing I cannot read. But yeah, some kind of like I don't know. Like, it would be awesome if there's just like a dude with a teacup, you know, or like reading a newspaper. Or maybe like beep 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 on like a data slate or something, or like holding a toolbox, or you know, something like that would be cool. Like something to just be like, this is a civilian, it's not a guy with a freaking shotgun, like this is my shotgun, you know. Or like a dude with like a shovel or something, you know, that would be pretty fun. I think that'd be pretty good. Yeah, I can kip ash some of that, but I think it'd be pretty sweet if they had done that. I bet you like Puppets of War has a set, or you can probably get like a set off Etsy or something really easy. I'll have to look. Oh, let's check our Battletech guy. See what's coming. All right, so that's pretty good after the wash. It's not bad. How's he look with the other guy? Yeah, see, that's cool. That adds a nice bit of variety. Like that's I like that. So one of these is green based with tan splotches, one is tan based with green splotches. I think that's pretty cool. I think that'll add a nice bit of variety when they're all standing together, but they'll all kind of look like they're still like from the same army, but maybe different squads. Yeah, I dig that. That's sweet. That's super sweet. Think Volish, so cults. Yeah, I'm sure cults has a ton. Or what's it called? My Mini Factory. I don't have a resin printer though, unfortunately. I only have a FDM printer. So that kind of detail printing sort of out of my wheelhouse, unfortunately. I can only really do like terrain and stuff. I need to, I told a friend I would be doing some printing, but he, my husband's been a little migraine-y, so I haven't been running it. So hopefully he's doing better today and I can try to get some printing in. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. My friend is curious about something called Hextech, which is apparently like a modular Battletech, like like terrain system. It looks pretty freaking cool. So they have a free like try printing our files pack. So I picked that up. I'm going to try it out. It looks pretty detailed, so I'm a little worried, but you know, maybe my printer will be able to do it. They say when they printed it basically at like half the size my printer can do, and I'm like, whoa, fuck. Okay then. So we'll see how it goes. My printer's pretty fancy, I'm not gonna lie, but we'll see. Yeah, if I had like a garage or something, I would use the resin anycubic photon mono say. If I had a garage or something, I would have a resin printer. At first I was kind of worried about it, but I don't know. I like the FDM printer enough that I would totally have a resin printer if I had somewhere it could vent. So right now at the size of my house and stuff, it's not possible. I don't really have a good place for it to vent. But like I said, I thought I would hate the 3D printer, and now don't get me wrong, there are definitely days where I fucking hate the 3D printer because it's not working. But when it works, I love it. I love it so much. It's such a nice thing when it works. When it doesn't work, it's a giant pain in the fucking ass, but when it works, it's really cool. Sometimes getting it to work is a real goddamn pain in the tail, though, I tell you that. I'm like, what's wrong with you today, printer? And it's like, I don't know. I just don't feel like printing this one file. And I'm like, why? And it's like, because you got it from my mini factory, and it's not really made for FDM printers, apparently. And I'm like, ah. So yeah. So like anytime there's a company selling STLs, I always want to make sure that they have a like trial pack. Like if they don't have one, I won't buy it actually. Just because sometimes the printer's really finicky and is like, nope, don't like this one. And you're like, no, but printer, it's so cool. The printer doesn't care. Yeah, that is the downside of them. Yeah, they can be super finicky. I was looking at all the Black Friday sales on them though, man. There's some good Black Friday sales on printers. You can get one of those Anycubic photons for like $150 with a curing station. And I'm like, man, that's a fucking good deal. But no, don't got room for it. But maybe if the housing market crashes, we'll move. No, I actually love my house. I live really close to like a shopping center, and it's so nice. It's so nice just to be like, what do you want for dinner? I don't know. What do you want for dinner? Let's just walk across the street. Okay. Like it's so nice, right? And we're within walking distance of this nice little bar, so we can go and have like a drink and then walk home, and it's super chill, and we can just enjoy the nice Hawaii weather as we do it, and it's really nice. Like it's pretty fucking picturesque and perfect. I'm not gonna lie. And I've got a craft room, so I'm not bugging my husband while he's trying to be all fancy gamer man, you know. And I can sit here and listen to like, you know, I don't know, people play Space Station 13 or something. You know, just sort of chill. You know, and he can, you know, yell and calmed and all that stuff, and you know, it's really nice. It's really, really nice. Our house is pretty great. You know, though, you know. Sorry, you probably can't see this. I'm painting the back of one of the bars. It's there we go. It was still a little green. Oh. All right, let's see. You got a lot of this color in, which is really nice. All right, I just need to clean it up a little bit. Make sure we hit all the spots and have good coverage everywhere. And then I can start doing detail work on this. I do need to get the LEDs in here too. I'm actually thinking about putting a 9-volt actual light bulb, like a light bulb that like lights up your house light bulb, in the middle of this thing, and just having it shine out. Because light bulbs will run off 9-volt if you get the right ones. So they'll be a little dim, but I mean, I don't need it to light a room. I just need it to shine out some of the holes I made in the Stompa. So I think it'd probably be pretty perfect. So I'm actually debating going over to like City Mill and getting a like a light bulb socket, then wiring it up to 9-volt. Instead of like, because like there's like a little scene behind there, you can see like some of the stuff in there. there's like little engine details and cables and lights and stuff. And it'd be cool to just be like, oh, you know, all that kind of just shows through sort of on its own without having to run lights to each one. So I'm debating let's go ahead and do this in gray. I'm debating what am I even saying? I'm debating running a big light bulb in there. I think I can get like an LED light bulb for like a couple bucks, and then a light bulb holder for like $2. I think I can wire it all up. And it's only going to be running the 9-volt electricity, so like it's not like I'm connecting it to the mains or something, you know? So I shouldn't have to worry about catching fire or anything. I mean, it's only 9-volt. You can fucking lick a 9-volt. You'll be fine. Don't do that, though. Don't do that. Just saying. Okay. Alright, so that's a bunch of color there done. Let's put it on our boy. See how he looking. There we go. Wow. So yeah. Now let me not hold him up to the sky so you can actually see him. So yeah, he's got kind of this like color stripe thing going on. Kind of cool. I kind of wanted him to be a little bit like based on the Harlequin demon from Nightmare Before Christmas, so that's pretty sweet. He's got a little bit of that going on, which is pretty good. Yeah. So he still needs some more love for sure, but let's get a little bit more color on him before I call it for today. Alright, this is Chainmail Silver from Game Color. This is like my favorite silver. I love this silver. So I'm going to just paint his whole freaking face silver. On the first coat, it's going to be a little hard to see over the gunmetal. But on the second coat, it should lighten up a lot. So you can see I gave him like little like angry eyebrows. I based that off my dog. He's a Shiba Inu and has these adorable little angry eyebrows. So So yeah, that probably didn't light it up a whole lot on camera, but it will on the next coat a lot. So let's get some details knocked in. You know, I think I'll do these teeth in silver too, so that they stand out. Plus, then he can be shiny and chrome to ride into Valhalla. Shiny and chrome. Yeah, as it dries, it'll be a little more apparent, And then also, as I'm going to have to do a second coat, it'll become way more apparent and really start to shine then. It's just a little hard to see over the gunmetal usually. So, I'm just sort of remembering where I painted. Just getting the colors in there. I'm not going to probably paint the back side of that. I'll probably just let the back side be gunmetal. But we'll do the front. And we'll do the we'll do the inside lips here, because that will make it stand out a little more when it's all dry and stuff. Because there will be a distinction then between everything. Now I'm going to do the same thing here. Get down in there. Just like that. There we go. And we'll let that dry. And well, since we've got silver, we'll keep using it. Do all this kind of metal mesh in silver so it stands out a little from some of the other mechanical stuff. That's surprisingly hard to paint. I really like the metal mesh on this. I think it was a really fun idea. I'm really happy with how it came out. Something I wanted to do for my my Gene Stealer Cults Knight, who actually can't even be used with the army I built him for. I just assumed they'd be able to loot a knight, but apparently they can't. So technically he's just a free blade now. I take him whenever I want to play knights, just by themselves. But something I wanted to do with him, because I wanted him to have this really kind of rewired work, but I just couldn't find good mesh at that time. And this stuff I got off Amazon. It was like $10 for a bunch of pieces of it. And it's really cool. I'm really, really happy with it. And I just cut it with wire cutters, and it could just cut fine. Alright. There it goes. There he goes. There he is. Front all done. So I need to get some caffeine in me. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna call it there. But hopefully it was fun to watch my Stompa take action and this guy get washes. Now he's pretty sweet and ready for the table to show some inner sphere people how to fight. The savages don't know. So yeah, so lots more to do on my Stompa, but he's coming along. He'll definitely meet my goal of being done by the end of the year. This guy is my painting swap mini. He's gonna get finished tomorrow. He's gonna get finished by tomorrow. He's gonna get finished today. He's down to really tiny details and line work and stuff. So I didn't want to do him on stream, but there he is. There's my Stompa. And yeah, he'll get a bunch more colors. I'm sure he'll be on stream again before we're all done. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna call it there. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this was fun. And I will catch you guys next time. So